Hello everyone, JTVectorSigma, the talking head, back with another reaction video, and today we're back with some more Transformers Cyberverse. The first two episodes of this series left me with a really good feeling, really hopeful for what this series could become. I don't really know anything too much. I do believe it. I looked it up and it was confirmed that we're getting 18 episodes total for this first season, which is a weird amount, but whatever, I don't really care, as long as they're all actually, good. And the first two episodes were definitely pretty good. I did notice some stock footage use, and I'm still getting used to the art style. I imagine it's going to be a bit of a jolt when I see it again this time. But on the whole, the story itself was really good. Everything about it just worked very well. And I'm not alone in that opinion, actually. Since I recorded the reaction to the first videos, I went online and I saw some other folks who, in the Transformers general fandom, who agree that Cyberverse is looking pretty good as a cartoon. Still crappy toy line, but the cartoon itself looks pretty good. So we're back with the next two episodes, and their titles are Allspark and Journey. So hopefully we're going to be getting a bit more in the story of how Bumblebee got to Earth and whatnot. As for where we left off, this series seems to be going for a very anime-like setup where each episode seems to flow into the next one, at least so far. So last time we left off on a cliffhanger. Bumblebee had just accessed a few of his memories, but not very many. He's still a bit immature at this point. And he now knows about his connection to Windblade. And the two of them were on board the Decepticon scout ship, having basically commandeered it, and Starscream called up. So I imagine that's pretty much where we're going to pick up in this episode. So yeah, let's get started, and starting in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, here we go. Yep. It's the eye. Ooh. Okay. No. Not picking up right there.
Know we're here.
Bumblebee can't remember how to fly this damn ship.
As I was saying, now that the Decepticons know we're here, the Seekers will be relentless in their pursuit.
Jesus. Eyes.
Land. We need to land.
Now you can enter the exciting world of aviation with flying lessons. Flying spaceships is so cool.
Bumblebee, you don't
by those
know
radio towers. The
how
crew transmissions coming from them should mask our signal.
Oh. Or not, since he just knocked it out of alignment. And he has no idea how to actually land the damn ship. Seriously, Bumblebee?
From now on, you'll do none of the flying. I'll do all of the flying.
She turns into a jet. The little droop of his thumb. That was awesome. Okay, never mind then on the whole anime thing. Apparently it is more like each two episodes are gonna go together, whereas the overall series, like, they're gonna be gaps between the episodes or something. Maybe. I don't know. Does seem a bit weird that they wouldn't just pick right up off with the Starscream thing.
The Decepticons can get their actuators on it.
That's swell.
Really?
Now
Can't just say fingers?
What's the all?
Sparkles.
It's Allspark.
And where does it come from?
Cybertron, our home.
Home, sir.
The planet of both the Autobots and the Decepticons.
Okay, now we're laying
Or at
out the
least
lore for the
it
newcomers.
was before the war.
This means war.
Hold on.
Let's see if we can't figure some of this out more. Okay, back
I
here.
think I have it figured out. We are from a planet made of metal. And, everyone's been fighting for millions of years, and we've ruined our home because we don't like each other? Oh, and
Close enough.
there's this thing called the Allspark that created all of us because, I don't know why, but we lost it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not as simple as all. Actually, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah, it does.
I got this.
In most continuities.
What is the Allspark?
There. Access that memory of the Allspark.
There we go.
We'll see.
I love the icosahedron design. Just rolling 20-sided dice is so much fun, and the fact that the Allspark looks like one is pretty cool.
Confirmed. Bumblebee has the package and is en route. Repeat, my ever so capable friends. Package in play.
Oh, is that Grimlock's voice?
Bring it home.
Or is that Wheeljack's item? Hang on, just got something on my phone here. Hang on a second here, we're at 3 minutes and 20 seconds in. I've got to deal with something, unfortunately. Okay, just to be safe, I'm restarting it at 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and go in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so Bumblebee's got the Allspark, and it's starting to activate for some reason. Oh, okay, and it's like tracing his design now, and that looks really cool. Oh, and it's connecting him to all of Cybertron.
Bumblebee, you're late.
Huh.
What's the holdup? The package is doing what? Talking to you?
Huh.
I hope it's telling
Oh.
you to deliver it. Pronto.
Okay, that is weird. It talks to him.
Proceed to the drop point. You were supposed to be there 2 astral cycles ago.
And cycles. That's gonna annoy some people, I know. But interesting. So who's he dropping it off to? Is it Grimlock or is it Wheeljack? Oops. Ow. Oh. Is this our first glimpse of...
I don't
Nope.
think the Autobots will be able to hide the Allspark in that storage superstructure now, do you? Such a shame, little scout. Guess I'll have to hold on to it for you.
Okay. Starscream's face looks a little bit too large for his body, but otherwise, pretty cool. I didn't get a good look at those other two Decepticons. So, that'll have to wait, but I do like Starscream's design.
The Allspark. It saved my life. I would have been in that building, except...
The Allspark spoke to you. Could you understand it?
No. But I understand how important it is now. There was life in it. Many lives. Infinite life. How did we lose it?
We were trying to protect it.
Yeah? Send it to Earth.
There!
Hi, Optimus.
Whoa.
Is this going to be our first time hearing him really?
Bumblebee, back on your feet. No matter what, we push forward, old friend. Forward.
I like it. It's not quite an traditional Peter Cullen voice, but it's still pretty close and pretty good. So generic seekers, I guess, is what those orange ones are. Ooh. Okay, so apparently they come in 2 types: missiles and like blasters. Oh, Windblade, cool. Aerial support. I do like that the Autobots these days get more aerial support. Like, the Decepticons used to have all of the aerial support. And oh, Bumblebee has a pistol.
Hold out much longer.
That's new.
Get to the space bridge.
Not bad. Oops. So, oh! That looks like
Optimus Prime!
Megatron.
You've already lost this battle and the war. Accept your destiny and surrender now.
Our destiny is yet to be determined, Megatron.
Got the draw on you. But he's tough enough to withstand it.
Focus your attack on Optimus Prime! He has the Allspark!
I'm screaming. It's just a joke. I'm not too upset about it. And there comes Starscream.
Starscream.
End of the line, Prime.
Well, geez, that's pretty... Okay, that's awesome. Oh, so he really can use his wings as weapons. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Windblade. Excellent timing.
Timing is everything.
Not bad.
Right, Starscream?
Yeah, he can fly too. I mean, it's not that big of a setback.
Bumblebee, open the space bridge. I must take the Allspark as far from the Decepticons as possible.
There must be another way.
I do not make this move lightly, Windblade. We have no other option.
But Optimus, without the Allspark, Cybertron will die.
Oh.
Megatron will use the Allspark to destroy us. We must keep it away from him at all costs.
Bumblebee!
First glimpse of her.
Go! Complete the mission!
Bumblebee, roll out.
Okay. What's her name? Shadow Striker, I think is what it is. So apparently she has a personal grudge against Bumblebee. Interesting. I wonder if it has anything to do with how she got her injuries, apparently. Because, like, she has the weird eyes. Oh! Soundwave! Damn.
Your efforts are futile.
Oh! I like it.
What? No! This must not be!
Instead of this cannot be. Oh, is that how he got injured and lost his voice?
Decepticons, destroy the...
Yeah! that looks like a mimetic image with his fingers pointed up like that. Oh, I saw a couple of different colored Seekers there. Are they're probably important.
Cannot let Megatron corrupt the Allspark.
Oof.
There's your destiny.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Never!
Okay, reference to the G1 movie. Come on. And there it goes. Well, no getting it back.
Who was that guy? He was awesome!
Yeah?
B, that was our leader and your friend, Optimus Prime.
Was our leader?
He is our leader, wherever he is. The answer to what happened to Optimus and the Allspark must be somewhere in there.
Oh!
Hey, look! Those files were damaged. It looks as if your memory is starting to repair itself.
Cool. Huh. His memory is repairing itself. Does that mean he has the Allspark with him? Because it can usually do that. So we got to see a lot of characters here. Most of the ones that are named and have toys, at least. So that's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Not flowing into each other. We got the Ark. That looks really cool. Pretty neat, nice design for the Ark.
Prime's log. Our supply
Prime's log.
low. Along with our search for the Allspark, we find ourselves in dire need of Energon.
Well, okay, the mouth movements on Optimus right there don't really match his voice that well, but whatever. I do like that design on Cybertron, though. Looks really cool. So apparently they're dead in the water now.
Bring up the emergency power.
Sure thing, Optimus.
Oh, Bumblebee does have his voice still. So he was always kind of clumsy?
Found it.
Teletron 1.
Oh.
What is our status?
Power outage occurred due to heavy drain on our energon reserve.
Was that Chromia that I just saw?
Grimlock, open up a communications window. Get me the engine room.
One communications window, as you wish.
If you're calling about why the power went down, it didn't exactly work as planned, but I'm getting closer.
Getting closer to what, Wheeljack?
My big project, to extend the range of our scanners so we can find the All.
I like this Wheeljack.
Supply of energon.
Oh yeah, it's a heavy drain on our energon reserves, but it'll be so worth it. If we find the Allspark more quickly, then it's...
We must survive long enough to find the Allspark.
Yeah, that's clearly Chromia down there.
But no more experiments until we replenish our supply of energon.
And there's another memory.
So the Ark was running out of energon, and you still hadn't found the Allspark?
I'm not sure. But it didn't have that happy, we found the Allspark feel.
We need to find out what happened. Hold on. Some of your other memories are coming back. Access that one.
Okay. So it's like every time he accesses a memory, it opens up new memories. That kind of makes sense.
Prime's log supplemental. Our dire energon situation has become critical. Fortunately, Teletron 1 has discovered a source of energon on this uncharted planet.
That's not Earth.
But we have arrived on the surface to find nothing. No signs of energon. Or life. Teletron 1, confirm your readings on the energon.
Affirmative. There is a source of energon in your vicinity.
Then we must keep looking. We can cover more ground if we spread out. Grimlock, go with B and check over that ridge. Use caution. Meet back here in 20 astrocycles.
Astrocycles.
Yes.
So apparently that's going to be like minutes into them.
Teletran 1
Grimlock
scanners
seems to
must
be
malfunctioning.
clipping a little bit.
There must be a source for this
And his
signal.
face looks
Come,
odd.
let's look further.
But it's all working out. In the crevasse. Crevice is rock, crevasse is ice, as you just recently
I
learned.
don't know, but this place is the pits. Pits. Get it? Come on, that was funny.
Grimlock doesn't share your sense of
It's
humor.
just another bottomless crevasse.
See?
Come along,
Crevasse.
Bumblebee.
Well,
Crevasse.
maybe
Crevasse.
Optimus had better luck than us.
Aliens. Okay.
Grimlock? Hey, Grimlock! Grimlock!
Ew.
Ah, Scrud.
And we're back to using Scrud instead of Scrap. Seriously?
He's gone, Optimus! Grimlock
Kids are just going to end up using Scrud as a curse word anyways.
1 second!
Grimlock, report. It is unlike Grimlock to not respond. Bumblebee, switch your scanner from Energon. Set it to scan for Autobot signals.
Hey, I got something. Could be our missing Grim.
Yeah. So he's still back at the
This is where
crevasse.
he vanished. Maybe he fell? I didn't hear any clunks or clanks.
Well, there's something.
B, watch your footing. The ground is starting to shake.
I'm betting that's Grimlock doing some smashing.
Maybe we should go somewhere safe.
Nope. Falling. Falling. Did they corrupt Grimlock somehow?
Grimlock!
Where did they go?
Whom are you speaking of, Grimlock?
Cave monsters! I assure you they were just here and quite ferocious.
Energon.
Oh, yes, that's what we came for. Those tiny wheels on Optimus's back look funny.
This must be the source that Teletron 1 detected.
It's not much.
Considering how low our energon levels are, this could save us.
Hey, look!
He looks so happy.
More Energon!
Yeah. Tons of it.
Stay vigilant, my friends. Those foul beasts may still be close.
They're just little bugs.
Look! I told you they would return.
Ew. Cthulhu bugs.
Now I can see them.
Autobots, defend yourself.
Jeez, that seems like overkill. But the little bastards are tough.
There's so many of them.
Indeed.
So, did Bumblebee lose his blaster permanently?
Uh-oh. Ah!
Yay, friendship!
We cannot lose the Energon. It is too important to our long-term...
Oh, nice!
Our immediate
I like that.
survival isn't exactly set in stone either.
Grimlock's right. Our weapons have no effect on these things.
We will not run. We will find a way to hold the line here.
Oh, the Energon Axe! That's pretty cool. Can't just show them being sliced in half, though.
You think you're tough? Well, you're not as tough as me, Grimlock.
Okay, maybe they are. Huh. But they're afraid of falling rocks. Ugh.
They are feeding on the Energon. Autobots, fall back.
So much for hold the line.
But what about the Energon?
Climb aboard.
Okay. So apparently they have no qualms about destroying this entire species. Oh, that's pretty nice, I guess.
You see, Grimlock? I told you this place was the pits.
Very humorous, Bumblebee.
Hey, an optimist with a sense of humor. I like it.
Scans show the creatures are inside the planet because Energon is their primary source of sustenance.
Then my assessment was correct. The creatures need the Energon to live.
But they're monsters. They attacked me.
Meh.
Could we maybe at least take some of their energon?
No, we cannot endanger any species' survival. We must find another source.
They tried to eat me.
This planet is their home. They were just defending it.
That's fair.
Teletron 1, take
Enough,
control of the
I
ship
suppose.
and continue our search for more Energon. In the meantime, to preserve what Energon we have, all Autobots will go into stasis.
Ah, okay.
All decks have reported and are now in stasis.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of pods.
Stasis. I'm always groggy and slow after I wake up.
Is that a reference to,
Done it! I managed to boost the range of our scanners by a power of 10. We'll be able to find the Allspark in no time. Of course, that could still be tens of thousands of years.
Good work, Wheeljack. I hope when we are awoken from stasis, Teletron 1 will have found us Energon and the Allspark.
This is totally a reference to aliens right here. Although with the number of
Allspark detected. Setting course.
Detected? Wait, I have to tell others. We all went into stasis, and you found me. But where's everybody else?
Maybe they never woke up. Maybe they're still on the Ark.
If the Ark came to Earth, then you and I have to find it.
yeah, duh. Huh. Now, I don't know if I'm forgetting something specifically, but why did Windblade come to Earth again? Like, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Because I think she mentioned it back when she first met up with Bumblebee. I'm bringing it up now. Episode 1. Let's see here. Okay. Here's the first time she tried interfacing with his memories. Ah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Perceptor fixed the space bridge. Opened it to the last known location. She went through to see if it would work. It put her out on Earth where the Allspark was. Okay, that makes sense then. Alright. So she didn't know she'd find Bumblebee there. She was looking for the Allspark alone. But then she located Bumblebee. Okay, so yeah, I still have some qualms about the animation in general. It definitely feels like a step down after Prime, but there are still some pretty cool moments. If not in the style of animation, then simply in the actions and what the characters are doing. Seeing Optimus flip his blaster around and use it like a club is pretty darn cool. Like, I've never seen Optimus do anything like that before. And in terms of, like, individual pieces of animation, just, like, his axe actually looks really cool. Something about Grimlock's face just seems off in a lot of scenes. I've noticed it with, like, Bumblebee's teeth as well. Like, his robot, he has, like, robo teeth in his mouth, and they just look odd, like, weirdly shiny in some sort of way. I don't know how else to put that. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, there's just some oddities to, like, some of the design choices that don't seem quite right. Just Optimus's tiny back wheels, they seem kind of hilarious to me for some reason. And yeah, just when he's talking, something about his mouth doesn't always seem to match up quite right with his words. Megatron has a very overly theatrical way of speaking. You know, it's kind of a wonder that they've never come up with a background for Megatron where it's like he had a like he originally started out in theater. Like, just considering how overdramatic he always is, having Megatron start out as a thespian seems like a logical kind of thing. That's not speaking about just this series, that's like in general. He's always been a miner and a gladiator and just all this hard-working kind of things. When being the drama queen he is, thespian seems a lot more appropriate. That thought has just made my day. But I do really like this version of Wheeljack and seeing him experiment around. Yeah, so first episode there, the Allspark Battle 1 there, pretty cool. I'm starting to notice the trend of, yeah, every time Bumblebee watches a memory, he gains access to new memories that memory was connected to. And in that way, he can just kind of gradually open up his memories. His memories are kind of like a game of Minesweeper. It would be kind of interesting if that metaphor carried over to there being some memories that are so damaged he can never access them again because they're the mines in the minefield. Whereas the rest of his memories, as he slowly clears them, they're gonna just fill in, and that'll be it. As for specific memories, things in the memories that stood out to me, well, for starters, the Allspark talking to Bumblebee. That's interesting. That implies that inside the Allspark, all of the Transformers who have been or who have yet to be, whichever version they're going for, whether it's only the birth of Transformers or maybe it's also where their energy minds go after, quote-unquote death. Whichever it ends up being, there are multitudes of sparks in the Allspark, and they kind of act as a sort of hive mind. That, to me, immediately draws comparisons to the cluster from Steven Universe. But in terms of Transformers, the closest comparison I can think of is the animated version of it, because it kind of spoke to Sari a little bit back when it first put its power into her key. And then there is also, I suppose, at the end of Transformers Prime, that version of Optimus put the Allspark into his own spark, and in that way he kind of became a bit of a hive host to all of them sort of thing. And he had to, basically give up his own life in order to have the Allspark actually be able to give out new life. Which was pretty interesting up until Robots in Disguise ruined it. Whatever. The fact is that the Allspark kind of seems to have chosen Bumblebee at that moment in a bit of a way. Like, just the way it seemed to scan him and spread out and connect to the rest of the planet. It definitely felt like a moment of choosing, like a champion or a hero or something like that in traditional sense. It was kind of like back in the G1 movie, Rodimus caught the Matrix and it glowed really brightly, and then he just handed it off to Ultra Magnus. It's kind of like that moment, only with the Allspark instead of the Matrix. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, we seem to have gotten most of the main characters at this point either speaking or at least being on screen. I'm not really a fan of how big Starscream's head seems to be. Like, it just seems unnaturally large for some reason, or like his body just seems too skinny for it or something. I don't know, the proportions are a bit odd there. But Megatron's design is okay. It is a lot softer than I'm used to. Just like, not even counting the movie designs where he's like literally made out of splinters of metal. Just the design of him in Transformers Prime was just so angular and sharp. And even in animated and like animated was a very blocky, sharp-edged kind of look to him. Not pointed, but still very sharp. And going to, like, God, what came before that? Just pretty much every version of Megatron before that. Maybe not so much the Transformers Energon version. His helmet seemed a bit more rounded, more Galvatron-like. But if you just look at pretty much every version of Megatron before this, he's very... He's very sharp-edged, very clean-cut sort of look to him. Here, he looks kind of chubbier, almost. Like a human version of him could be played by Vincent D'Onofrio, I guess. Nothing against that actor. Vincent D'Onofrio is a great actor. But he doesn't have, like, the look of the... Like, he looks bulky, but he doesn't look like the traditional big, bad, powerful, evil guy. Which is kind of unfortunate because that's how his voice actor is playing him. He sounds... Between his look and his sound, he's kind of smarmy, I guess is the word that I want to put it. That sounds weird, and I'm not sure everybody will understand what that word means, but that's just the kind of feel I get to him. I feel like this version of Megatron is a bit overblown, and I don't quite see like the level of mastermind and worthy of being Megatron yet. I'm going to put that as yet. Because quite clearly, he has the intensity down in terms of, like, I'm evil! I'm evil! You know, he's got the cartoonish intensity there. We just haven't really seen enough of him yet to qualify him for the usual tropes that Megatron has going for him. Things like being the chess master, or being... or having, what is it, authority equals ass-kicking, or ass-kicking equals authority. Both of those tropes kind of apply to Megatron in different ways. quite clearly he's a tough bastard because, he took a hit directly from Optimus's ion cannon, but then again, so did those damn bugs. So, I don't know. Like, we haven't yet had any kind of indication of just how powerful the various weapons are, simply because we haven't really seen them used against anything familiar. Aside from Windblade's fan saw things, which are clearly capable of bringing down a big cliff of rock. So that's a good comparison moving forward. Like, how tough is a Decepticon if he can withstand Windblade's fans there? Obviously, he's tougher than some rocks. But other than that, I mean, we did see a bunch of just random Decepticon seekers, and we also saw some random Autobots. So it's quite clear that they have models available for filling in the crowd scenes and whatnot, and just in terms of if we were to go full blown war scene, they have the models available, and we did actually see some dead Autobots. It looked like it didn't quite look like they were knocked out. It looked like they were dead, killed by the Decepticons. And they did say die once. It was only in reference to the planet, so it's more of a metaphorical death, I guess. At least more so than, actual characters dying. But I think we're kind of gonna ease into a state where, much like Transformers Prime, the generic Decepticons can just get slaughtered in every episode and nobody will bat an eye. Maybe not quite to that extent, but at least to the extent where we can see the Autobots dealing some damage and actually maybe killing. Once in a while, at least. On the other hand, considering Optimus' stance of, we're not going to kill this species that's also living off of Energon, it could be a case of the Autobots have a strict no-killing rule at all, which kind of makes it even more brutal when the Decepticons don't share that rule and Autobots do end up dead. That could be a thing that it gets explored as well. And as for... God, we've actually seen quite a few characters at this point. It's going to be... Like they threw a lot of characters at us, and unless you've been looking at, press releases and toys, and if you don't know all of your G1 stuff, you might not really know who all of these characters are. And even then, there's a couple of new ones, like Shadow Striker and one of the... well, not new, but, lesser known, definitely. I'm not really sure about Shadow Striker, what her deal is. Is she named after anyone else? Is it, an in-name only adaptation of another character? I'm not really sure. I do know one of the Seekers is named after a very obscure one of them. I don't know which one. There are a bajillion G1 Seekers that in the years since then have all gotten names and some semblance of personality attached to them. So, yeah, I don't know all of them, but they do exist, and, there are... Yeah, I forgot what I was saying there. I lost track of it. But you get the point. There's a lot of characters here and a lot to dissect. Quite clearly, the crew of the Ark consists of Optimus Prime, Wheeljack, Grimlock, Ratchet, Bumblebee, and one so far unnamed female Autobot who very much looks to me to be Chromia and not RC. The head sculpt is not RC, it's much more similar to Chromia. So that's my guess for her. We've also seen Perceptor back on Cybertron, as well as what appears to be a generic Autobot model, but could also be the model maybe used for either Mirage or Blur. I'm not really sure. Because, the generic Decepticon Seeker design is also the design that's used for the named Decepticon Seekers. So maybe the generic Autobot design will get used for another character. Also, we got to see that Bumblebee used to have a blaster, and now it's just gone, so that kind of explains why he's not going to end up using a lot of ranged weapons. Optimus has a shield. Like, that's cool to me. Optimus, in the movies, he's kind of taken to carrying a shield in the last couple, which, don't really care about. But he's never really had a shield in other versions. Not like that, at least. Just being able to put up basically a force field type thing in the shape of an Autobot sigil, that's really freaking cool. I have to imagine it drains Energon like nothing else, but that's still really cool. And he's got his axe, and he's got his ion blaster, so he's fully equipped up in all the ways that he needs to be. Starscream, on the other hand, he's got apparently his null rays, and he's got wing blades that he can pop off and shoot out like boomerangs. And for some reason, like, this is new, his abs sort of can turn into missiles. That's kind of awesome. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's kind of awesome. And yeah, I mean, just once I'd kind of like Starscream to, I mean, aside from animated, like, animated gave Starscream an ability that justified his name. He actually got a sonic scream at one point, and it was awesome. I'd kind of like to have some more versions of Starscream that actually justify the name. Like Thundercracker, he's got those sonic boom weapons. Skywarp can teleport. You know the other Seekers kind of have justifications for their names or weapons based on their names. Starscream doesn't really have any of that. He has EMPs, basically. Which is cool, but doesn't really go with his name at all. So, yeah, I'd like to see more of that. But I don't think we're going to get it in this version. This version of Starscream so far is a bit weird to me. But, whatever. I would kind of like to see some Decepticons, like, off on their own. Like, so far we're seeing everything from Bumblebee's perspective, and that's fine. But I might like to see something where it's like Bumblebee was spying on some Decepticons, and we get to see them interacting with each other and actually developing personalities. For example, in Steven Universe, my go-to show for comparisons, because it's awesome, we got to see some interactions between the enemies, the Homeworld Gems, when Steven was spying on them, as early as the Season 1 finale. That's not all that early, I realize, but prior to the Season 1 finale, there wasn't really a centralized opponent for Steven Universe. It was more just individual opponents by episode. So, you know, whereas here, you know, we got the Autobot-Decepticon conflict set up. Haven't really gotten yet into, like, if it's politics or energy or something that there's, like, a strict basis for the conflict, and we haven't gotten into any of, like, you know, is Optimus the first Prime to actually carry that to like, lead the Autobots? Was there a Sentinel Prime in this universe? Is there a dynasty of Primes like there have been in other versions lately? That sort of lore we haven't really touched on just yet. And so that'll be interesting if we get that. But that's more of a future thing, I guess. But it's definitely all very central to the Decepticon Autobot conflict, because, like, Megatronus Prime, in a lot of continuities, was the inspiration for Megatron, or in IDW's case, they kind of reversed it, with Shockwave being what he was. Speaking of which, Shockwave is, I think, the one major Decepticon player we haven't seen yet, which makes me wonder if he hasn't, if he isn't more the power-hungry version of himself rather than the cold, logical scientist version. because Shockwave kind of flip-flops back and forth between the two of them, depending on which series he's in. IDW, of course, combined both of them, but once again, whatever. So yeah, I'm not really sure what else I can talk about. Also, I'm kind of wanting to stop talking now. I've talked for a while. There's a lot of comparisons always to be made between different versions of the Transformers stuff. So far, I'm still pretty enjoying this. There's things to complain about, certainly, mostly in the animation department, and maybe some of the voice actors aren't up to par. I can definitely see a lot of people being like, that's not the Optimus Prime I know, that's not the Megatron I know. But honestly, like, Peter Cullen's getting up there in age. We have to get used to different versions of Optimus Prime's voice. Like, the guy can't be doing it forever, and we don't yet have the technology to replicate someone's voice after they're dead. So, either we gotta make do with good impressionists, like, say, not necessarily John Bailey. I don't know. Like, John Bailey's voice is alright for Optimus, but personally, my favorite YouTuber impression of Optimus Prime comes from Tyrone Magnus, the Reactor. For some reason, like, it's just my preferred one. Like, he does a really damn good Optimus Prime impression. So I'd kind of like to see him in a more bigger scale type of situation doing an Optimus Prime impression. And, like, that's the thing. It's like, he's not even doing an impression of, like, Optimus Prime's own lines. He's just saying lines in an Optimus Prime-like voice. And it works. It really, really works. As for this version of Optimus Prime's voice, like I said, I personally, it was a bit odd, but it works. It does. It works. It's just the lip flops don't necessarily match up all that well. It's kind of like watching it is kind of like watching an anime where it's like the animation is made for the Japanese audio, and so when you get the English dub over that, sometimes the lip flaps don't necessarily match up, don't look the greatest. So that's a thing. As for Megatron's voice, well, like I said, he's very overdramatic, and I don't necessarily see him as the traditional Megatron just yet. And maybe he won't ever be. Maybe they're going to do something a bit different with this version of Megatron. But it's a good enough voice. It definitely does sound like a big, bad, powerful, evil guy kind of thing. So we'll just see where it goes. He did have a couple of weird poses, Megatron did, in this episode. There was just the one where his fingers were both up in the air, and it looked like he was waving them around like he's some kind of political candidate. Just, if you are in the United States, you know what I mean. If he'd been holding up, like, V signs, that would have been just... I'm sure somebody can edit it so that he is holding up V signs. That would make just the perfect meme image. Like, Megatron approves! Trump for 2020. That sort of thing. God, that dated the video, didn't it? Ouch. Okay. What else can I say? There is also a question of, are those 6 Autobots that we know about being on the Ark the only Autobots on the Ark? Are there maybe a ton of others in stasis? Is the Ark an actual Ark? Not just like... Not just like in previous versions, the Ark, after G1, the Ark has kind of just been a name that's given to random Autobot ships. Sometimes there's justification for it, sometimes there's not. But in general, the Ark was named such because of the biblical Ark. It was supposed to be the thing that saved the Autobots. So if it was only the main command that left Cybertron and they left all the other Autobots behind, that does kind of look bad. And it makes me kind of look back at the first episode, and like I was saying how maybe Windblade was a below Bumblebee and kind of like a lower rank because she got left behind. But now I'm looking at it as maybe Windblade is some kind of like special forces type character. her and Perceptor and maybe a couple of other characters stayed behind on Cybertron as not necessarily the wreckers kind of situation, but like they are top tier soldiers, and therefore they could maybe hold down the fort and keep an eye on things back on Cybertron, while Optimus and Bumblebee and the rest take literally all of the other Autobots off-world. They find the Allspark, they find a bunch of Energon, they save the day, and they save their race. Leave the Decepticons to do whatever, you know? That kind of situation would be pretty cool. Plus, it would actually give some stakes about finding the Ark, because, like, hello, there's 50 bajillion Autobots on board. Obviously an exaggerated number, but you get my point. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got to say on this one. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. And I've definitely been talking for long enough, so I'm going to hang this one up. I'll see you guys, I'm not sure when. Given the way that these two episodes were, I'm not sure if I want to only wait one week and only do one episode at a time, or if I want to stick with longer videos and do 2 episodes at a time. It wouldn't give me necessarily as much to talk about, and I might not be able to draw as many connections per episode, but it would split the episodes up, and it would allow me to record more often and make more videos, so I'm not sure. I'll think about it. And maybe by next time I'll have an audience, and then I can actually ask you guys. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, by the time I get 2 more episodes, I'm going to do 2 more episodes for at least the next one. And after that, hopefully I'll have put all of these up by that time. Put both this one and the previous one up by this time, because I haven't edited it yet because of the stupid trailer that I'm still trying to get done. But hopefully I'll have done it, and these videos will be up, and I'll be able to ask you guys in the next one to, hopefully I'll have an audience, and I'll be able to ask you guys in the next one, what would you rather see? 2 episodes, 1 episode at a time, that sort of thing. Alright? So, wait till you see episodes 5 and 6, and then comment on that. Only do 1 episode. I'd rather see you keep doing 2 episodes, but not on this video. On the next one. See you there.